Hi, my name is Winton, and you may remember that recently I made a video about the absolutely staggering number of cards in the Pokemon trading card game's Scarlet and Violet base set. That video took me months of research, constant headaches, and 6 full rewrites. Despite all this, I produced what I thought was truly a full list of every single card that could possibly fit into this set. I meticulously arranged my binder with empty slots waiting for the variant cards that I didn't own yet to fill them up. My binder is in fact still full of holes. This is a massive and daunting task that doesn't even fit in a 30-page binder, and I had to buy a bigger one. I actually spend a lot of time thinking about this decision that I made for myself, and sometimes it even keeps me up at night. But you know what's worse? After I released that video, Pokemon decided that I was wrong. They released a new product with more Scarlet and Violet cards. So many more Scarlet and Violet cards. You see, my problem is this box right here. This box is my worst enemy. This is the 2024 Pokemon Battle Academy Box, and it's meant to be played by 6-year-olds so that they can learn how to play the game for the first time. You see, the decks are pre-made and the cards are numbered so that when the chitlins play the game for the first time, they can learn it by doing a sort of tutorial match. This is very helpful if you have only recently gained the ability to read. Once they finish the first match, the players are encouraged to shuffle their decks, and maybe a different outcome will befall them. But what befalls me is the endless torture of needing to move 500 cards from one binder to another, while maintaining all of the open slots for the cards that I still don't have. Yes, you see, Armarouge and Pikachu are engaged in a battle to introduce the babes to the world's most profitable media franchise, and I am engaged in a battle with my own hubris. Real quick, let's talk about what's actually in the box. The Battle Academy includes 3 pre-built decks, one featuring Pikachu, one of them featuring Armarouge, and a third deck that you were told not to use until you, the 6-year-old, have gotten comfortable with the other 2 decks. This one is based around Darkrai, and despite being completely competitively non-viable like the other 2 decks, it actually includes a really cool Darkrai EX card that makes Darkrai look sick as hell. The box also includes a bunch of damage counters, some rule books, and a coin that features the 3 Pokemon on it. It also includes a lovely little game board that teaches you exactly where to put all of your cards every single turn. It's upside down. Now, the decks are full 60-card decks that are built to play against each other directly in endless repetition. They stick to their original type, and none of them spread themselves too thin with any luck-based functionalities. Each deck has its own rule book, which includes tips on how to play, and also step-by-step instructions on how to play the first couple turns when you're playing by the numbers. One thing I found interesting is that none of these cards are from before the Scarlet and Violet era, meaning if your kid wanted to spruce up these decks a little bit and take them to competition play, there would be no illegality vis-a-vis rotation until like 2026 or something. If you are a parent wishing to know if this is a good product to buy your kid for their birthday or for Christmas or just a random day that you feel like introducing a toddler to a gambling addiction for the first time in their life, you can stop watching right here because I wholeheartedly recommend this box. I seem sarcastic about it, but I mean it, actually. Now, if you'll allow me, I will return to one of my favorite things in life, talking about mistakes that I have made. Now, if you're unwilling to watch the 22-minute video that I made about the completely daunting task of how to collect every single card in the Scarlet and Violet base set, I will cut you some slack, as I also have ADHD. You see, after my research, I learned, or so I thought, that there were 547 total card variations that could fit into this set. However, this box has proven me wrong, as it contains even more versions of the cards that I have already burned the images of into my eyes. Not only that, but some of these cards differ by deck, meaning that some of them have up to 3 new variations to include. These cards include little stamps down in the corners, shaped like the Pokémon Pokemon that leads the deck that they're attached to, so that you can indicate which Pokemon card goes with which deck. This way, even if you trip and spill all your cards in the cafeteria because some dumb jock stuck his foot out as a joke, you still know which card goes where. I, meanwhile, have brutally vivisected these decks, as I am not 6 years old, and I do not need to keep them in their original formations. Before I tell you what my new Scarlet and Violet binder looks like, let me just do a quick overview of all the cards you can actually find in here. They of course include your classic useless bulk trainers that every level 1 deck comes with, like Youngster and Nimona and Nestball and whatever. Each deck also includes a handful of Pokemon and trainers from the SVI, Paldea Evolve, Obsidian Flames, and Paradox Rift sets. No other sets are included in these decks, but they do all have copies of the new Picnicker supporter card, which you can only obtain in this box or the Twilight Masquerade Build and Battle boxes. And I still don't know why they did that. The decks each include one EX Pokemon, which are all promos and they were all specifically printed for this box. Interestingly, the Pikachu deck includes a Merry, Flaffy, Ampharos line, which are also promos and were only printed with this box, along with the Miraidon, which falls under the same category. The Darkrai deck includes a Poniard, Bisharp, Kingambit line, which are also promos. These decks are all largely identical, other than Pokemon type, because they all have the same energy count and basically exactly the same trainers, save for one variation per deck. Now, getting to the point, how much does this change the Scarlet and Violet base set binder? Not massively, but we do get Pokemon and trainer editions from all 3 decks. The trainer count is the same, these 6 cards, except for the Pikachu deck, which includes the electric generator. For Pokemon, the Armarouge deck has the most, although it's just 4 cards. The Pikachu deck follows right behind with 2 cards, and the Darkrai deck just has 1 single card that adds itself into our set. I am happy to say that this does not change any of the other categories from the original video. This all adds up to give us 26 new cards in the Scarlet and Violet base set, bumping us all the way up from 547 to 573 cards. Boy, I'm tired. That's all I got. Thank you so much for watching, I really appreciate it. If you want to see more nonsense like this, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any videos from me. Hit the like to let me know that you enjoyed it, and throw a mean comment at me, just because you've got the time. And check out my other stuff too. I'm around. I'll see y'all later.